Well, hello and welcome to week 93 update. I'm here with Gao. How are you doing?
Doing fine, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm hungry.
You're good.
I'm doing good.
Nah.
So we are here with week 93 update, which
Ooh,
is
yeah.
for outposts. We have resource packs, simple missions, and shields. Resource packs and simple missions bring new dynamic quests to your outposts, and Tier 3 and 4 shields offer more protection. If you could lead us in, please.
Sure. Give me a sec. I wasn't. I was busy
Wasn't expecting that.
I was busy with some other things. Let's see. Close this page. Okay, here we are. So this week update sees some lovely outpost mode. Although these new features, such as shields and resource packs, are also useful in every other game mode. So not only Outpost, but also open world, missions, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of notable improvements here. We added a fix to prevent prospectors falling through the terrain around crevices in Arctic biomes. I've seen some mentions about this in the Discord indeed.
Okay.
Have not experienced this myself. I've been visiting the Arctic in Prometheus as well. I never experienced this particular issue, but I have seen this mentioned in Discord. So
Okay.
they fix it, which is a good thing. And actually, further down, I believe in the fixes or so, a couple of bullet points which I think are related to this one. But we talk
Okay.
about those when we get there.
Yeah.
Exotics resources spawning has changed, and notably the new red exotics. Now at least one red exotic vein is always guaranteed on Prometheus. So every single mission has at least one red exotics. It's a percentage chance of exotic spawning in a certain location, and for this percentage chance there is yet another small percentage chance, it being red exotics. However, you're always guaranteed at least one red exotics vein.
Cool.
Fiction issue which was causing giant or tiny prospectors after interacting with the Terranus mind. I reckon this might have to do with the screenshot Jake shared with us last week.
Yeah.
Have you seen the screenshot?
I have, yes. Brilliant. I want one.
I want one as well. Put it in some kind of DLC. I don't care, I'll buy it. I like it. The way how he's standing on the Terranus. I mean, come on, it's fun. I would so buy that DLC.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, 2 more changes to the simple quests. They now grant some Ren as a reward. And they are now also triggerable on outposts.
Ooh, nice.
So now people who play Outpost only also can at least earn a Ren.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So let's dive into the Outpost simple quest and Ren rewards. So one part of the launch of the Icarus New Frontiers expansion we have been pleasantly surprised about is the popularity of outposts. Now, outposts are smaller, custom maps with fewer threats and regenerating resources that are ideal for building bases in, or simply a more a more chilled game experience. The other way around, chilled.
Mm.
We added several new outpost maps when we launched New Frontiers, and we are adding a new one, Arcticus, today, which is, by the way, not included in any of the old packs. If you previously did like the complete the collection thingy,
Mm-hmm.
it will now have added the Arcticus outpost, and you'll pay a couple of bucks for it for this new outpost.
Cool.
So yeah, outpost indeed. A surprisingly big amount of people prefer playing in an outpost because it's more chill than if you play an open world. I myself am more of the opinion like, okay, it's an outpost, so it's way more restricted size-wise, and no challenge at all, etc., etc. But especially the like so restricted space. So yes, it's nice to have all the resources respawning,
Yeah.
but then again,
That's the upside.
except
So
except for stone and wood, all the resources respawn on the other maps. Now we have the thumper. So yeah, I myself prefer the open world. However, I can understand people, especially people who just want to play in a slow pace and do tons of buildings and stuff. Yeah, for those people, Outpost is better.
yeah. Yeah. But the open world gives you the entire map.
Exactly. The open world gives you on Prometheus already and on Styx and Olympus after Hypatia update also access to the operations. So a subset of the missions.
Yeah.
Although that function is new, true. It never was part of the whole Outpost experience. Sorry, it was never part of the open world experience. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a new difference between open world and Outpost. But hey, for people who want to play Outpost, be my guest. I've spent my fair amount of time in Outpost as well, especially before open world came out.
Oh yeah. My outpost is still um it's so OG that there isn't even anything connected to water.
Yeah, I've multiple Outposts myself as well, and yes, you can do the mega builds in your outpost more easily than in your open world. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, to give you even more to do on the outpost, you can now also do simple quests from the outpost game mode. As always, obviously you can do them from the open world too, but you can now also do them from within your outpost. And
Mm.
furthermore, simple quests now provide anyone online at the time of completion of that quest a Ren reward to spend in your orbital workshop. So,
Nice.
yeah, with these people who were only playing Outpost, like I already said, they will now at least get Ren so they can buy some stuff from the workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Prospectors will receive 10 Ren for on an easy outpost, 20 on a medium, and the quest, the mission. 10 Ren for an easy mission, 20 Ren for a medium mission, and 30 Ren for a hard mission.
So at
mission
least
request.
it's worth something now. So it's not just the resources that you can get from it. You can actually earn yourself money to spend in the workshop by doing it.
True, but as you can see, if you wanna buy this oxide, 100 oxide, as you can see in the
Hmm.
screen print below, you still need to you have to finish like 5 hard quests. But hey, at least you can now finally, for the first time, you can actually earn currency from within your outpost. So good news for those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as for the screenshot, belongs to the bit of text below. Another new item this week is the UDA resource supply drops. So if you want to get a head start on a resource gathering, this is something for you. UDA have added UDA resource supply drops to the workshop. So now you can buy a pack of resources with Ren and you can bring them down to the planet in your loadout with you, or later on call them down using the orbital exchange interface, like you can do with any piece of equipment. You
Yep.
can now also call down resources in exchange for Ren.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be worth it? Well, if you're in a pinch, you need the resources stat, and you already have the orbital exchange interface, then yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna use these resources for the big projects? Don't think so. If you get like 100 ore, 100 oxide is decent. 100 platinum or 100 titanium is 20 ingots.
Yeah. So that's
It
pretty
sounds a
useful.
lot, but especially for the big projects, it is not.
Well, if you're only wanting, like say for example, you wanted to make yourself a recurve bow, you can call
Yeah,
some down and
you want to
but
build a
like if
recurve
you
bow.
don't
You
have
hit
any
one
titanium or something, then
aluminum for the recurve bow.
yeah, aluminum. Sorry.
You hit one aluminum node, 2 nodes tops, and you have the aluminum for the bow. Hey
Yeah.
Michael, thanks for
Hey,
going over the
Michael. Welcome.
changes. Wishing
Welcome.
both a great weekend. Thanks Ben, you too.
Yeah, you too. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Whoopie doo.
I mean, earlier this week I made a device in my open world for which I needed 20 titanium sheath.
Yeah.
One sheath is 3 ingots, so I needed 60 ingots. So I
Right.
needed 300 titanium ore for one apparatus.
Okay.
And I'm not even counting the platinum I needed.
Yeah. So from that point of view, it's not worth it. But
But if you're in a pinch, you're like, darn, I'm like 20 ore short or 50 ore short, and I need it right now, and I can't be bothered to go out. Or maybe you're like, okay, I don't really want to have to do a thumper right now for just a couple of ores. Then yeah, sure, use this.
yeah, I mean, it's entirely dependent on your circumstances, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, luckily I had enough titanium ore to actually build a device. After that, I did do a thumper in order to get myself some more titanium ore,
Hmm.
and I had to fight a freaking 3 land sharks. One land
Yikes.
shark is becoming easy once you get the hang of their attack pattern.
Yeah.
2 is still doable. 3 it was tough.
Well, you
3,
wanted a challenge.
true, and I got it. And no, I did
You did
not kill it with
indeed.
my fists. I did use a shotgun,
I kind
but
of thought you
still,
might.
but still. I mean, if it's just one land shark, I feel about confident enough to punch it to death. Like I said, they become easy once you get the hang of their attack pattern.
Yeah, it's like going for the sandworm boss. You
Yeah.
know, we can do that with knives.
Yeah.
Relatively easily and certainly without dying.
So you jump in 6 steps, then jump back because it's doing one twist. They jump in 6 steps, jump back, then it's doing 2 twists, and then 1 twist, 2 twists. So basically
Yeah.
alternating between 1 and 2. With the land sharks, he's spitting a couple of times, and then when it dives under, it's going to do the jumping out and jumping back in attack, right? It's doing it 3 times. 3 times. And then
Yeah.
it pops back up and starts spitting again.
Yeah.
So just for those 3 attacks, you have to keep moving so it doesn't actually attack you. And then when it pops back up, you can run in and start punching it again.
Yeah. And if you've got pills that will completely negate the poison, you're pretty good to go.
Exactly. So yeah, 1 land shark. 2 land sharks still doable. 3 land sharks, like I said, it was how shall we put it? A female dog.
Yeah. Okay.
But hey. Anyway, these resource packs we were talking about.
Yes.
The resource packs are perfect for getting resources sooner on your outposts, but they're also available in like any game mode. Wood, stone, oxide, silver, silica, platinum, titanium, and coal resource supply drops are available. They may be pricey, but they do provide quick access to resources if you have the rain. Everyone who has been playing the amount we have been playing, or even half that amount, should have quite a few ren.
Yeah.
Unless you only played in Outpost or open worlds and you never did missions. But if you've done a decent amount of missions, you should have ren. But yeah, you basically have all the resources you could need.
Yeah. Ren is not something I've even basically looked at for a long time. I just I repair my stuff on a very regular basis because I don't have to worry about what Ren,
Yeah, same here.
you know.
Same here.
Although I'm not doing the same amount of simple missions as you, so
Well,
when
simple
it
missions
comes when
have
it
not.
comes down to that, I'm not really going to be earning an awful lot. But I mean, we do missions and
The simple missions did not give any ren so far. It
no,
will
but
only start with this update.
yeah, but
But I have done more missions than you, true.
yeah, and you do them a lot, so you will then therefore be earning Ren where I won't.
And exotics, yes, true.
So yeah, that's going to be I'm going to have to look at that.
Just jump to your open world and do some simple quests. Jump
Yeah.
into the dedicated server, do simple quests.
Alrighty, so we have some new content in the form of the Arcticus outpost. One of our outposts we released wasn't ready in time for the New Frontiers launch, but it has been finished and added this week, this time featuring the tundra biome introduced in the Prometheus map. And here
It's
you
an
can
interesting biome, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not Arctic, somewhere between Arctic and non-Arctic. So parts of it are freezing, parts of it are not.
That's interesting. And here you can see you could just purchase it for a couple of quid, less than a fiver. That's pretty dang cool.
Yep.
I'll be getting that.
Already have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working all day.
I've been
Alrighty.
working as well today, but my working days are a bit shorter than yours.
Yeah, just a bit.
So,
Alrighty. The Arcticus Outpost is a handcrafted 1 by 1 kilometre tundra map with lots of great spots for a base. Its scenic landscapes of slopes gently downward into a valley. Let's try that again. Its scenic landscapes of slopes. I'm sorry, that's
its
not
scenic
computing.
landscape of slopes gently downward into a large valley with deep crevices and lightly snow-dusted forests.
Thank you. That just didn't make sense to me.
So basically, there is a large valley with deep crevices, slightly snow-dusted forests, and slopes going gently downwards into the valley.
Okay, thank you. Looking up, you'll find an imposing mountain that overlooks a spacious valley below, which is home to an impressive number of caves.
So lots of
That's going to
resources.
be good. That's going to be good.
I
Yeah.
wonder what will happen if you use a thumper in an outpost. Or what kind of animals it will spawn in.
Good question. You can buy it as a DLC separately or as part of the Outposts bundle, which is seen below.
And if you already have other outposts in that bundle, it's a dynamic price for that bundle. You only pay for the outpost you don't have yet.
Okay.
Here it shows full price, probably because on this page you're not logged into Steam, so it can't check your library. But
Yeah. Alrighty. Also, this week we have 2 new shields. Higher tier shields that protect you during more challenging encounters are here. Hoo hoo hoo. I like the
nice.
look of that one. That looks so cool.
I know, right?
Yeah. Alrighty, we have the carbon fiber shield. Available at tier 3 is strong but agile. Its strength blocks up to 90%. I'll say that again, 90% of enemy damage while still having a decent block radius. 90%. That's pretty big.
So it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna block 90% of the damage of the enemy.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty good.
Not sure what the block radius is. What the block radius means though.
Block radius, I'm assuming, would be the area around which it will protect you. So if you have your back
Maybe,
up,
I don't know.
if you have your back up against a wall, right, and you have the shield in front of you, then strictly speaking, you should be protected 100%.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Mark says I still have to try out the shield. Still haven't tried one. I'm by default running around with a steel shield on my back. I will swap it out, I think, for a carbon fiber. Because it's a slightly higher block percentage than
And
the
block
composite
radius,
tactical one.
yeah.
No, the large composite tactical shield, the tier 4 one, has a bigger
Mm-hmm.
block radius, 200%. The
Okay.
same strength as a steel shield, but it has only a 75% block percentage. So it blocks less than the carbon fiber one, damage wise. But the block radius is bigger, way bigger.
Yeah, okay.
But like I said, I have no idea what I mean with block radius.
Oh, block radius would be like an area of effect,
Maybe.
right? So it's if the bigger the block radius, the further away from you it will protect you at, is how I read that.
Possibly. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the carbon one.
That would, yeah, okay. That sounds cool. Coming soon, Hypatia. Some of this week's changes prepare things for our next big free update named Hypatia. Hypatia will let you trigger operations on open world mode in every map. Operations in Prometheus's open world mode have proven very popular, so we're adding them to Olympus and Styx maps. This is a big step that essentially combines the focus and rewards of Icarus's missions with an open world where you can keep your base permanently. This week's changes to the simple quests being able to earn Ren and be triggered from any game mode allow us to start implementing operations on every map. Cool. Sounds good.
So in this here image you see the old 3 devices used to start the operations from your open world.
Mm-hmm.
As mentioned in last week's patch notes, they're going to be consolidated into one item.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you only could trigger like the first mission from the basic one, and then you had to upgrade it to trigger the next operation or something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's ringing a bell.
I never used them that much. I mean, I built the, I don't know, the tier 3 one in my open world. I don't think I ever I ever built a tier 2 one, the wooden one.
Alrighty.
Next week, these devices will all be merged into one device, one upgradable mission device, Contact. We will soon have simple quests, operations and missions available for every map. To keep things simple, we're introducing a single device, Contact, that you can upgrade to access each of them. As you upgrade Contact, it will become your one-stop shop for operations and quests, and to access missions from the servers too. Sorry, access missions from the servers. That is operations.
Mm-hmm.
And quests are the simple ones, so I'm not sure why they mention operations and quests and missions. But okay. Anyway, you will only need one mission device instead of 3. Yeah, the mission board used for the simple quests. From there you could start the first mission, which gave us the I believe, yeah, that one gave us the first device. Oh no, the second mission gave us the device for the infrasonic relay device, the blueprints.
Yes.
So they can build the infrasonic relay device, which you can then use for the other operations. You can no longer you cannot start the following operations from the simple quest board. And tier 4 has there is also a tier 4 device for starting operations, which I will show you in my open world in the gameplay. Which is, by the way, quite massive.
Okay.
Slightly bigger than the one in this here image, but okay.
Okay. Well, we don't really have anything to kind of. Well, we do because there's a berry bush on the right and there's reed flowers on the left. So don't think we're getting the whole picture there, though.
This no, from the ambient color, I'd say this is Olympus or Styx.
Looks to me like Olympus.
You have berry bushes and reed flowers in Prometheus, in part of the grasslands, but there everything has this purple hue, which is not visible in this here picture. So this is not Prometheus. Anyway, so support our projects if you like what we're doing with Icarus. and you want to support our continued development, consider purchasing one of our DLCs for a few dollars. It would mean a lot to us. And as I already said, yes, I've bought it all already.
Yeah.
Even the new Outpost. Yay!
Yeah, I still have to do that. And here we are at the changelog, believe it or not.
So the new content, basically the new resource supply packs, added simple 3 quests on outposts, the new shields, the rand reward for the simple missions, they tweaked the mission complete pop-up, tells you how much experience and rand were earned by completing the mission. This was mentioned last week already, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Simple missions rewards dependent on the difficulty. Adjusting names and the weights on the UDA resource packs, basically the new resource packs.
Mm-hmm.
Added mission completion experience icon. Since I'm doing those things with my level 60 character anyway, I never look at experience.
Yeah.
It should be level 400, 500, 600, something.
Yeah, God knows what.
Adding the rand reward UI element to the dynamic quest selection display, so you can now see what you're gonna earn for finishing the dynamic quest.
Yeah.
No, they're now triggerable on outposts and open worlds, but not if you have a mission active. You can't do a simple quest, not within a mission.
No.
Fix the simple mission rewards being scaled by mission difficulty twice. Yeah, once should be fine.
Yeah, I reckon that would make sense.
Righto, fixes. Keep in mind some of these fixes, as mentioned by Jake a couple of weeks ago, might be fixes in future content. They're still listed under the fixes.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Right. Adjusted the drag carry animation to better line up with the player's hands. Still need some investigation as to why the legs no longer move with locomotion animations while being carried. Well, it might be because of rigor mortis. Although usually you kill it and you straight away pick it up, so rigor mortis should not be an issue at that point yet.
No, I mean, unless you're in the Arctic, in which case you could say it was just an insta freeze.
Yeah, but it should be pretty cold for insta freeze.
Yeah,
After
well,
all, on
freeze
Hoth,
dried.
on Hoth, Han Solo survived by getting into the carcass of his Tauntaun. It was a pretty cold planet.
Yeah,
Still, he managed to keep warm for the entire night. So
just.
anyway, adding Saddle Creek Clink audio for riding settlement. Audio and events, no current implementation. So they added the audio and the events, but they haven't implemented it yet. I don't know.
Okay, so basically what that says is they've added the script to it, but they haven't turned it on.
Something like that, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I reckon. Update the current storm weather warning to show the current storm tier icon. Okay, so now it says, hey, you have severe winds or you have hail pelting or whatever, but it does not show you like how severe it is. It will now show you how severe it is. Okay, we'll have to have a look at it when a weather event happens.
I was
So in
I
the
was
weather
thinking
forecast
that
bar thingy, you have the
yeah,
different icons, yeah?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it would actually tell you which icon you're actually in.
Yeah, but the weather event itself did not show how severe that weather event is.
Yeah, this is true.
So when it's gonna show, you can say, ah, it's just a tier 1 or tier 2. I don't care, I just keep outside, I keep on going. Oh, it's a tier 5 one. You know what? Let me take some shelter.
Yeah, where's the closest rock?
Exactly. Give me a cave in the desert. Right. Added time on prospect to the inventory screen, so players on persistent prospects can know their time on that prospect. This works for all game modes. So it's not gonna
Ooh,
show me how long I've been in my open world.
that would sound about right.
I wonder how this is gonna work with dedicated server though.
Huh?
Because with the my open world being on a dedicated server now, I'm not always. Let me put it differently. With my open world on a dedicated server, someone else can play that open world without me being there. So the total time on of the open world will be more than the time I have spent there.
But that would no, I read that as my time on that prospect would be so much different to your time on that prospect
That
because
as well, yes.
it should log the individual's time on
Yeah,
the prospect, not the length of time the prospect's been open.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that's how I read that.
So for missions or operations, it should be easy. You can see like how much time do I still have left, which in my opinion is more important than how much time have I spent already.
Yeah.
But especially for open world, because there is no time there, and also here it says persistent prospects. Again, I reckon open world. Oh, we'll see.
Open worlds, outposts.
We will
Mm,
see.
yeah, that's going to be an interesting one, I think. Okay, fixed creature vocalizations not playing for clients if AI setup row hasn't been set to a default in the creature character blueprint. Tweaked AI vocalization component initialization flow so that it works more reliably for server and clients.
So clients now can hear the vocalization or the sounds of creatures more reliably.
Okay,
Alrighty.
well, I've been pretty, it's been pretty all right for me. Can't say
Howdy,
as I've
Moscow. Welcome.
Can't say as I've experienced that issue too readily, but not to worry. Howdy, Marshbo. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome.
Let's see. Fixed fishing in Prometheus Arctic. Adjusted the spawn config color adjacent to match the actual colors in the height map for Prometheus Arctic biome. I haven't done any fishing there yet, so.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I don't really care which kind of fish I catch. I just do it for
Go
the fun.
fishing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it because it's chill. Right. I'm going to ask you to make your way through the next few. I do need a really
Sure.
quick bio break. I'll be right back.
Added a salt-based gunpowder recipe requiring 1 salt, 1 charcoal, and 1 spoiled plant. So you no longer need sulfur for it, but you do need the spoiled plants. And just put down a couple of water wheels and you'll have spoiled plants for days. Good. Added a refund for inert volatile substance to grant 1 salt. Yeah, as soon as the volatile substance expired and it became inert, you basically had to throw it away, couldn't do anything with it no more. Now at least you can, I reckon, destroy it, and then you'll get 1 salt back. So at least you get something back. Added a refund only recipe set to be used to allow refunds but no crafts, especially for this inert volatile substance. You can't craft the stuff, it's being auto generated by volatile substance expiring. Apply the correct textures for acidic gland material. Yeah, I've never thrown it on the ground, so I have no idea what texture it had. But now it should have the correct one. Fixed frozen ore using the fiber drop mesh. Again, I've never dropped it on the ground. Apparently, it showed as fiber. Well, no, I don't think. No, I don't think I dropped it. But at least now it's using a proper mesh. It's fun, this frozen ore though. So I have a cold steel pickaxe and I mine oxide and salt and it gives some frozen ore. And if you throw out frozen ore, it gives you random ores back. So you mine a whole bunch of oxide with a cold steel pickaxe, you get a bunch of frozen ore, you throw it in a fire or in a furnace or whatever. A fire, campfire, a fire pit, fireplace, and it turns into random ore. Super cooled ice, you can get sulfur, silica, titanium, platinum, a whole bunch random, which is nice. I like the whole frozen ore stuff. See, updated the names for the obsidian, the cold steel, and the miasmic throwing spears to be correctly named javelins, like the steel and the bone and the iron ones. At least it's a consequent javelin now. Good. Added half pitch icons to the clay brick half item icons. Okay, so with clay brick you now can also do the half pitch parts. I never use them, but I know people do use them, so it's good. Added data table validation function to throw a warning when colors in the spawn map are mismatched with the spawn zones colors. Yes, this is more for the developers, not something we will readily see. Added platinum and titanium deep mining ore materials and textures. Please note, it does not say they added the deep ore veins yet. But apparently they're working on it, which is good because those are ones missing from the deep veins. A couple more, but they will come in the future content. So I reckon in the future we will also get platinum and titanium deep veins. Yay, finally!
That would be nice.
Talking about the deep veins though, and this is not something in either the fixes or in the future content, but something I heard through the grapevine. I heard people talk about like, hey, I have this here deep vein, which is on average like 5k resources in it. I've mined way more than 5k from this deep vein already, and it's still going. And then people were like, yeah, maybe they should make it like an unlimited supply in the deep vein. And yes, there have been talks about doing that. Now with the whole thumper, deep veins become less important. Because if you want to do a big building project, sure you can empty your 2 deep veins for silica, for example, if you need a ton of cement. But you won't get enough, so you'll have to use a thumper anyway. I have to say I am very happy in my open world that I have a silica deep vein relative close to the base, and I'm using it quite a bit. More than the thumper. The thumper, yes, I've used the thumper for silica as well. True. But I more use it for restocking caves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. I wouldn't really mind if they make the deep veins limitless,
Fine. Well,
infinite.
Yes, but if that's the case, then deep veins lose their.
The
their im-
thumper might lose his value.
yeah, but
Although
yeah, but
although
you don't.
don't forget the deep veins are slow.
Yeah, I personally think that the deep veins should harbor an awful lot more resources than, say, for example, an exotics vein, right?
Around 5k,
Right?
roughly
But
5k in a deep vein.
I don't believe that they should be infinite.
The question is
I
if you
I
make
think
them.
they should be finite because otherwise they lose their importance.
No, they won't lose their importance. Absolutely not. The thumper might lose its importance.
Mm,
But then you have to be, if you are lucky enough to have like a deep vein of every single mineral in relative close proximity to your base. However, like I said, and Michael says as well, the deep vein extractors are slow. So if you need a big ass amount of resources quickly because you're doing a big ass build, deep
yeah,
veins are not gonna cut it. So you will still rely on mining and thumping.
true, true.
So from that point of view, I'm like, I don't care if the deep veins are unlimited, if they are infinite.
True. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, deep veins losing their importance? No, they would lose their importance if they only had like 1k or so in them.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
already have 5k, so they already have quite a bit. But I've successfully mined out multiple deep veins already. So
Well, yeah, true. I mean, if you're in it for the long haul, then yeah,
an
like in an
open
open
world,
world, yeah,
yeah, you're in it for
exactly.
a long haul.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see the point of that. I can. I can.
And so this bullet point here does kinda point us to like, hey, in the near future, you will also get platinum and titanium deep veins, and in the future content we'll see a couple of others, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Right, next
Alrighty.
one. Adding biome-specific grasslands rain event, which automates based on the intensity, giving a better feel for storms and more appropriate for the biome. So basically more biome or specific storms. Sure, why not?
Cool. Sound interesting?
Yeah. Fix caves not listed in Prometheus bestiary. Ah, yeah. So in the bestiary, you have if you open it up, then you have like Olympus, Styx, Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
You open those up, you get like the biomes, but cave worms are for caves. So apparently, caves was visible in Olympus and Styx, but not in Prometheus, which
Right.
they now fixed. Good.
Cool. Good. Good, 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 good.
Prometheus has caves with animals in it as well, so yeah. Uh, Cave worms, but also like fishes specific for caves.
Yes, this is true. Okay.
Low the miasmic arrow break chance from 20 to 10%. So basically they halved the break chance. The
Good.
next one is a way bigger change. They fixed obsidian and a cold steel arrow break chance from 90%, 90, to 15, respectively 10% break chance. So obsidian arrows had a 90% break chance, and obsidian those obsidian deposits do not regenerate by Thumper, I'm afraid. In order to test it
Yeah.
proper, I'll have to run a Thumper in the volcanic biome, something I have not done yet. Because having to fight multiple land sharks and rock dogs and stuff on my own, I'm afraid is going to be a bit much. Uh, I have, however, run a Thumper right next to the cave leading towards the volcanic biome. Even though the map does not show the circle to include the volcanic biome part of that cave, I have seen ore nodes being regenerated in that cave, in the volcanic part, past the point of 1 or 2 obsidian node locations, and those locations did not regenerate. So obsidian looks like it's a resource which is gonna run out relatively quick, and no chance to regenerate those resources.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well, that would kind of make sense because it's not a mineable, it's a breakable.
yeah. But say this is obsidian, this is scoria, this is clay.
Yeah, not
If
regeneration.
those deposits are not regenerating, you will eventually run out of those materials. Sure, you can kill like redbacks and rock dogs in the hope that they are carrying some of this material, but it's only a tiny amount of this material, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a
Luckily
lot of
though,
killing for a small amount of return.
yeah, luckily though, obsidian, amongst others, is in the list of ores you can get from frozen ore.
Which is an upside.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously you get less of the ore you're actually mining, but then again, if I'm mining oxide, I don't really care. I have a ton of oxide lying around in my base already anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So mine oxide with a cold steel pickaxe, and then throw out all the frozen ore and get some usable stuff instead of the oxide I don't really need. It's a good trade-off in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, the obsidian arrows, they had a break chance of 90%, they now 15% break
That's a
chance, 1 to
huge
6.
change.
Yeah. Cold steel went from 90 to 10, which is an even bigger change.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Added attachment slots to all the sledgehammers. Didn't they have attachment slots yet? I don't know, I'm using a Scoria sledgehammer.
I wouldn't have thought so because
I don't know, I'd have to check.
they've not been out very long. I wouldn't have thought they'd been,
They came out with Prometheus.
Yeah, which is not so long really.
Well, it's easy to check if my Scoria sledgehammer already has an attachment. The Scoria sledgehammer already had an attachment slot. Because I definitely did not do anything with the sledgehammer today.
Okay.
Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Sledgehammers, by the way, they're slow and use a lot of stun. So, yeah, get the level 2 attack speed thingy on your sledgehammer. They're gonna save you quite some time.
Yeah.
Right, quest now only call the event quest abandoned when actually abandoning instead of also when the quest ends normally. So now if you end the quest normally, like finish it, it no longer calls the quest abandon event, but quest complete event. Right.
Good.
Not sure what difference it's gonna make though, but hey, sure. Mission 6, cleanup. Both traitors, 3 cave icons, the G15 device, 5 blood queues. They now all get deleted when the parent quest gets deleted. So proper cleanup of all the quest parts. Which obviously is of no concern if you do it from the space station. However, if you do it from your open world and part of the quest items stay behind, yeah, that ain't good. So I'm glad they fixed the cleanup procedure there. It keeps your open world clean.
Yeah. Good,
The next
good.
one is interesting. G15 camp and base now persist after the mission is completed. They get destroyed if you abandon the quest, but if you complete it, they persist. Will this mean if you finish the mission in which this G15 camp and base are playing a role, I don't know which mission by the way, but if this means that if you play the mission, the camp and the base persist in your open world, that saves you building a forward operating base. You can just use that one.
This is true.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Level cleanup of painted foliage or developer purple. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Don't think that's for us.
Nope. Removed duplicate lava voxels from the cave in the purple dev quad. Added new utility widget to aid in tracking down foliage instances that are placed in the same world location. This utility widget is for developers, obviously, not for players.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Removed more duplicate voxel foliage from the developer quads, blue, green and purple. Thank you. Fix mounts not eating from food troughs with only animal feed in them. So mounts refuse to eat. You're like, why aren't you eating? Why do you have this? I haven't eaten debuff. There is plenty of animal food in your food troughs, and they're like, yeah, but I'm not going to eat from them. Give me some real food instead of animal food.
Yes, I don't like that tinned crap. I want some fresh food.
So yeah, I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Exotic node spawn locations no longer have to be authored in each the prospect list row. An absence of defined spawns will mean that all inbound meta spawn locations are selected from. In the case where all meta spawns are valid, at least one red exotic is guaranteed on Prometheus terrain. I reckon this ties in with the mentioning above in the text of the patch notes. You are guaranteed at least one red exotics vein in each Prometheus mission. Nice.
Cool.
Fix an editor utility that's broken the build. Again, developers developing utilities which are breaking the product they are actually developing the utility for. Glad I fixed that, otherwise we wouldn't have had a build. Fix an issue where players would grow after mounting a horse. We talked about this above.
Yeah.
Swapped left and right window icons for new building pieces as they were flipped. Ah, this is annoying whilst building. Huh. Fixed Larkwell ballistic bolts having 0 break chance. Yeah, they should have some break chance to be in line with all the other projectiles.
Yeah.
Fixed miasmic throwing knife showing as titanium throwing knife.
Whoops.
That's gonna be confusing. So yeah. Try to fix that. Fix a crash case when leaving a prospect via dropship. Right. I'm gonna go back up so I can put on a new suit. Oops, my game is crashing. Yeah, I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah.
We don't like crashes.
Nope. Although, having said that, they do happen to us too.
Unfortunately, yes. But hence, I don't like them.
Yeah.
Right, prevented voxel rebuilds of fully mined voxels during loading of map tiles. Not sure if whether or not it was this problem, but I have had it in my open world on the DS. At some point, I joined the open world with another character. All of a sudden, there was this big ass rock boulder, which I 100% sure had mined before completely. All of a sudden, was back. I hit it with a pickaxe once. I instantly had 1300 stone in my inventory, and the boulder was gone. It was a nice way to get a lot of stone very quickly.
Yeah. And super
But
over encumbered.
but also this boulder was placed right next to my fortified wall, so an animal could actually run up the boulder over the wall into the base, which actually happened as well. That one was like, how did you get here? Then I looked and it was like, what is this boulder doing here? Well, now I have to mine it again. Hit it once, boom, gone, 1300 stone. Oops, I can't move no more.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know whether or not it was the same issue. Might also have to tie in with the point where like no longer saving the voxels of fully mined boulders, which was mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm glad they fixed that. Like I
Yeah.
said, it was a nice way to get a ton of stone in a very short amount of time. But yeah, it shouldn't be happening.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Prevented retaining recorders triggering an asynchronous flash due to renaming. Oh, thanks.
Good to know.
The next one is also for developers. Removed invalid pins in the W editor utility quick select to fix the build validation. Again, not something we will see.
Mm-hmm.
Fix issue with enough jump links for crevices causing contained level to never get properly garbage collected. And a couple of bullet points about this crevices and garbage collection, which I think, well, I'm not sure, but I think are all tied into the whole falling through the map and
Ah.
crevices part.
Mm-hmm.
And moved level garbage collection check from game state to game instance. But also temporarily disabled the jump links on crevices as it was causing the map tile to not be able to be garbage collected after unloading. And then if you go back, you can't proper load it anymore because it's still in memory.
Mm-hmm.
And this was then causing map tiles with crevices to not be able to stream back in correctly if returned to. Resulting instead in only the LOD for that map tile being shown, which has no collision.
Hmm.
So like I said, I think this is all related to the whole you're falling through the crevice through the map issue.
Yeah. Okay.
Adjusting the cost for the UDA resource packs. I'm not sure whether they increase or decrease it, but it had a different cost
Yeah.
in
They
the
changed it.
experimental, and yeah, but this was in experimental, so I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
Okay.
Let's see. Adding new world stat is Outpost for quick lookup. Now with the simple missions, the simple quests also being available on on outposts and basically only operations not being accessible from outposts. So they need a quicker way to determine whether something is an outpost or an open world or a mission or whatever. Definitely the outpost one. So yeah, they added a new new world stat for this. Good.
Cool.
Unflipped weather icon of current weather event. Icon now correctly shows the same orientation as expected. Yeah, so either you change the icon or you change your expectation, but okay. And a couple of changes to weathers on missions on. So the for Prometheus they fixed the exploration missions using a specific weather type called beach day. It now correctly use mid-peak to have more varied weather. So no longer a day at the beach, nice weather all day long. You have a bit more varied weather now. Good.
Okay.
Prometheus Story 1 updated weather to use mostly mild. It's slightly more varied than beach day. It adds an extra +1 tier storm. We done the mission and we didn't really have any weather events.
Not really, per
Yeah,
se.
only when we were at the base there was this very mild weather event. So they fixed it. Now uses mostly mild, some more varied. Adds an extra +1 tier storm. Same for Story 2. They updated the weather type to the weather pattern to mid-peak instead of beach day. This is done to bridge the gap between mission 1 and 3, so more and more severe weather events on Story 2. This also tells us
there's
that
going to be
Story
more
3,
storm events in Story 3.
yeah, probably has quite a nice weather events and also severity of those events, weather events.
Yeah, to be expected.
But yeah, the jump between 2 and 3 was too big. From none to quite a lot. So they went from none
to some,
and then to quite some. Good.
Yeah.
More
Okay.
graduate. And the magmatic mission updated the weather to surprise mild. Notably, this adds a +2 tier storm. Why not? It being nice weather all day long, it's gonna become boring, you know?
Yeah, and you would expect some kind of difference in the weather at some point.
Exactly. So, future content.
We like your
Trophies.
future content. This is where
Trophies.
things get interesting and inspirational.
Ja. Lava Hunter trophy. Sorry, Lava Hunter stone statue, my mistake. Equix trophy. Blueback trophy. Drak trophy. Stone Yaw trophy. So we're gonna need another trophy wall in order to get all the trophies in. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
We can do it. Let's see. Snow materials as a cliff.
Here we have a bunch more
Oh, more
trophies.
trophies. Yeah. Chala, Shemi, Road, Cave Worm trophy. Yay! I want one. Pronghorn trophy.
Nice.
And then the next one, ice building tier prototyping. We're gonna build igloos.
Oh, cool.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Now I wonder, will this be like Arctic only? Like it needs to be a certain temperature or less in order for it to exist? or if the temperature raises above X degrees, it starts taking damage.
Melting.
Exactly, because like building an ice building in the desert, getting a heat wave.
Well,
I don't know.
I wouldn't
But
have
then
said
again,
that you should be able to build an igloo in the desert. Period.
yeah, but
But
it,
that's
on the other
just
hand,
me.
it might act as a natural air curve.
Well, it'd be a nice way to cool down if it was
Exactly,
sufficient enough to actually stay standing for any length of time.
exactly. So a couple of nice possibilities here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jake has vacation, so he isn't in. Otherwise, he might have either give us some hints or make some notes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would suggest maybe making some notes and possibly chucking them on the questions to be asked list.
Yeah, I could do. Hey, it's me again. Wake up in the morning to a pond when the campfire melts the roof. I know, right?
Yeah.
So you go to sleep in a nice igloo and you wake up and you're like, where did my igloo gone? Or why is the ground so wet?
Yeah, either that or you actually maybe just like cut a hole in the top for the smoke to go, and then when it snows overnight, you wake up choking because the room's full of smoke.
Something like that, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, there's a
Welcome,
couple of nice
welcome.
possibilities here.
Yeah, welcome, welcome. It's me again. Good to have you. Thanks for your support. How are you doing?
Uh, let's see. More trophies. The Arid Striker, the Snow Striker, Crocodile Trophy. I want one of those as well. Definitely.
Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Let's see, we're getting a new armor. Larkwell Armor Alpha. Now
Hang
the
on.
current stats is 3 down.
That
The
got it.
current stat setup is fall damage mitigation, stamina regen, and over encumbrance penalty reduction. It is subject to change though, but fall damage mitigation means you don't need to use the survival backpack for the fall damage reduction. Over encumbrance penalty means you don't need the niche pickaxe no more. Or this one in combination with the niche pickaxe will mitigate like about all over encumbrance penalty. Combined with skills, the talent, sorry, there is a talent to reduce over encumbrance penalty.
Yeah, well, don't forget
Uh,
as well, though, that they've also last week done the stacking. The more you
yeah,
stack something, the less effective it is,
true,
which is
but
effective for the fall
I'm not
damage.
sure for the fall damage. Yeah, but like the survival backpack gives you a fall damage reduction.
Yeah,
If the armor also gives you fall damage reduction, you don't need survival backpack for that fall damage reduction or more.
depends on how much.
True, but I'm thinking like with this armor with fall damage reduction and a reduction of over encumbrance penalty, using this armor with the Larkwell backpack, which gives you like 12 or so more slots.
Mm-hmm.
So use this armor, use the Larkwell backpack, have the talent for overcome penalty reduction, and use the niche pickaxe, and I can carry a shit ton of materials without much of a speed penalty.
Yeah, I'm just having a look here. It's me again. Only for
Ooh.
a short while, just out of hospital, my car hit by a drunk driver. Me, three femur and tibia fractures, left leg, can't sit too long. Ouch! Good grief, dude. Well, I'm really glad you can join us, even if it's just for a little bit. So thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate you, especially given your condition, and I hope you heal really quickly and well.
So your left leg is really shot now, man. 3 fractures in your in your femur and 1 in the tibia. Whew.
Wow.
I hope, aside from that, everything is okay, because this must have been quite some impact, eh?
Mm, yeah. Well, having been in a van accident just like a month ago, I can only imagine what that was like. So healing thoughts to you, dude. Get well soon.
Yeah, knowing from experience how painful a broken leg can be, although for me it was only the tibia, I can understand why you can't sit too long, especially when it's the femur as well. Ooh.
Yeah, I think actually, yeah, that's not too great. I mean, I broke my fibula, so that and that's on comparison, it's a minor fracture, really. So yeah, all the best. Heal soon, and I hope your doctor gave you some really decent freaking painkillers.
Everything okay otherwise? 100 miles per hour meeting speed, 150
Wow.
km. Thanks so much for the support and well wishes. You're welcome, man, and I'm really glad this is you don't have any other than. I mean, it's bad enough already, but with those kind of speeds, it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're doing 50 and he's doing 50, hello.
Yeah, like I said,
Wow.
with these speeds, it could have been so much worse.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm
Whew.
just somebody's looking after you, dude, and long may it continue that they look after you because, you know, that could have been so much worse. So I'm really, really glad you're here. Thank you very much. Okay, back
Right,
to the patch
where
notes.
were we? Ice buildings we have done. Pop, 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 pop. One trophy was mentioned already. The crocodile trophy, those we already talked about as well. Oh yeah, we were talking about the larval armor.
A rustic raw wood lamp and signs.
2 above, adding the workshop MXC cot.
Oh, Instabed.
Yep. So you don't have to hunt for making a battle no more if you take one of these.
Mmm, cool.
Obviously, it is gonna cost you a slot in your drop pod.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a slot in your drop pod really isn't that, like crucial
Depend.
nowadays. You can drop down and send, and send for it later, or you can
You can,
drop
yep.
down and
You
send
can
for
drop
something else
down
later.
and make a base and do mining and do smelting and then build orbital exchange interface and then call down the drop pod with new stuff. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Or build your workbench and smelter in a cave, and then it can be way faster, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it is nice, especially for people who struggle to find enough fur to make the first bedroll.
Yeah, well,
Also, depending on which biome you land in, especially after the whole fur rework, as in herbivores give more fur, but predators give less fur. So if you now land in an area where you have mainly predators and not a whole lot of herbivores, yeah, you can really struggle in getting enough fur for your battles.
yeah, well, here's a prime example. Last night, you were struggling to get fur for our bedrolls last night, and you were
Yep,
killing left, right, and centre whilst I was off mining.
true. And also means these characters couldn't have brought down a cot because they haven't researched and bought a cot yet.
Yeah, this is true. Alrighty.
But I think this is especially nice for missions from space station. Not really when you drop into an open world. I mean,
No,
that's one night. Who cares?
no.
But yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway.
that's a good idea. Okay. Added
Uh,
brutalist living chair to the project.
I know, right?
It's that
Uh,
has a half a dozen twigs and I don't know.
More brutalist furniture, yeah. It's me again. Says, do you think they'll have an MXC version of the Orbital Exchange interface? Land with the main loadout and then immediately ring for COD Campfire? I don't think so, actually. It's me again. I don't think so.
No, I
It
think
would kind of
that would be too easy.
yeah, it would be way too easy.
But then some people like things, like easy games. So
Yeah, but uh,
I'll
you would
tell.
only need to go through the first night, and then after the first night, you would have enough for either the orbital exchange interface or a bedroll in 2 days' time. Easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could actually make a quick note of that, and that could maybe be a question for Jake later on.
Yeah, but
I mean, I wouldn't think so, but it would be an interesting concept.
I'll add it to the list of questions.
Yeah. Okay. Added brown bear armor blueprints for G for first and third person SK meshes, materials, and textures.
But future locked out
Yeah.
for now. So
Yeah.
we will be getting another armor, a brown bear armor. So we have the polar bear armor, for which you need a polar bear head since last week.
Yeah.
Apparently we're also going to get a brown bear armor. I hope it's not going to be locked behind the talent.
Yeah.
And I assume for this one we will also need a bear head.
Yes, as you would for the Arctic armor. They also added the Brutalist bed and the Brutalist base materials and textures to the project. So that'll be interesting. It's me again says, true enough, Icarus for wimps.
Exactly.
Okie dokie. Adding Inaris Canteen feature locking out.
Now it's canteen. So we do have the Larkball at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is a cooled one. So nice for in the desert.
Yes.
I do hope the Inaris one will be a heating one.
Which
For
would
use
be
in the
good for
Arctic.
the Arctic, yes.
Exactly.
Especially when you consider that the hot drinks are so not worth it. You have to grab a bunch of resources and you get to use it once.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
One sip and it's gone.
Yeah, and it doesn't last long enough. Okay. Adding chef's backpack, farmer's backpack, explorer's backpack, ice pack backpack, ice box, backpack, medic tech backpack items and workshop talents feature locking out. So they're coming in the future.
Yep.
Cool.
So what's it all gonna do? Like chef's backpack? Slower food spoil?
Yeah, probably.
Farmers. What would a farmer's backpack be?
Farmers.
Slower spoil of plants, maybe? What else would it be? Explorer's backpack,
Yeah.
I really have no idea. Icebox backpack, by the way, does sound like a cooling backpack, hence slower spoil.
Yeah.
But what would be then the chef's backpack? Because I don't think they'll both be like slow as pole foot. That wouldn't make much sense. Same farmer's backpack, like large powered pepper mill. Oh, yeah.
Would you like
With,
a salt and pepper?
but then you would need to put a solar panel on your helmet to power the pepper mill. I don't know. Medic backpack, like you get less damage from attacks, maybe. Their backpack,
Oh,
no
wait, hang
idea.
on. Maybe like you know how you get like the O2 talent where if you are in a certain distance of your teammate, then you use less O2, for example.
Yeah, there's a talent for that.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe the medic backpack does the same thing on a bigger scale. Like
I don't know. You already have a module for that.
well, yeah, but I mean, the module didn't bloody work.
It worked the wrong way around. It was supposed to do it for your teammates, but it was doing for the one where I it, or just the other way around. The same with the strength module, or at least
It,
at the point when we tested them out. Maybe they fix it later on, but
yeah, it worked for the carrier, but not for the team.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't work.
At least not at the time when we tried them out. Maybe they fix it in the meantime.
Yeah, well, I mean, we try things out pretty much as soon as they come out. And if they don't work, we never use them again.
Yep, and if they're not useful enough, we don't use them either.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what those backpacks are going to do, though.
Yeah.
So the backpack items in the workshop talents, which means the workshop points, blueprint points.
Oh, here we go. Medic
But there's
backpack.
feature box.
Maybe you can res somebody quicker and give them more health.
Quick is already sorry the revive is already pretty quick. For giving them more health, there is a talent for that.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you use the backpack, you don't need to use the talent.
Yeah, but will it stack proper with the talent? I don't know. And sorry, but I'm not gonna give up useful backpack perks just so every time I have to revive you, you have a little bit more health. Ain't worth it.
Yeah, that really poses some very interesting questions, that backpack bunch, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's like, what the hell are they coming up with now?
Yep.
Uh,
And the last one is also a very interesting one. So we were already talking about the platinum and titanium deep veins, right?
Yeah.
Also added materials and textures for deep mining for oxide. Not sure that's going to be very usable because it's pretty common, or at least in most of the biomes, not in all biomes though. So in those biomes where oxide is scarce, it might be handy. But then again, the deep veins, it's always RNG, so
yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
exactly. Deep vein for salt.
Salt is pretty common. Pretty common.
Deep veins for stone might be interesting, especially if they're going to be infinite. Because you cannot regenerate stone to an extent. Because I already thought I noticed it before, and I definitely noticed it today. A cave which I previously opened, or possibly even had no stone wall in front of it at all. This afternoon, when I applied my open world, that cave was walled off. So there's a bunch of free new stone for me.
Yeah.
So maybe they somehow are gonna give you stone that way. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
a stone deep vein would be nice, especially if it's infinite. Because at some point you are gonna run out of stone
Yeah,
in
because
the immediate vicinity of the base because you can't regenerate it.
it doesn't regenerate with the thumper. So once you've got
Yeah.
it, that's it. It's done.
Also, clay, scoria, and obsidian, like I talked about before already, those deposits do not, as far as I know, they do not regenerate. So
Yeah.
once mined, they're gone.
Yeah, but again, as I said earlier, the clay, the scoria, and the obsidian are breakables, not minables.
Hmm.
So
But yeah, if they're not being regenerated, so at some point you will run out.
yeah,
So if they give us deep veins there, would be nice.
yes,
Although the
yes,
bigger the pool of materials for the deep veins is gonna be, the less chance you have
you
to
have of getting it.
get to actually that material in a deep vein.
Yes, exactly. That there is the downside.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, and I've seen people mentioning like I restarted my open world like 5 times, and I still only had useless deep veins around my base, like coal only, or coal and aluminum, or no useful deep veins.
yeah,
So the chance will only increase that you will get only like less useful deep veins around the location where you want to build your base.
mm-hmm.
So build your
Mm-hmm.
base somewhere else, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Uh, Clay, square, obsidian. If you get like 5k of them from a deep vein, sure it is slow to get it, but it's a lot. So I'm glad about. I'm not so happy about the slow, but hey, that's how it is. I am happy about it's a lot part.
yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing as well is that it might be slow, but you can spend hours and hours and hours doing God knows what else for God knows how long.
Hmm.
You
But if you're
know.
like, hey, I want to extend my scoria base, so I need a couple of hundred scoria now. Yeah, you hit the scoria deep vein, you get a couple of hundred, and then you okay, I need a couple of hundred more. Because scoria is expensive to build. You need a lot of scoria. So you run back to your deep vein and yeah, okay, I've mined 20.
Yeah.
Whilst if you have a couple of deposits around where you get like I don't know, 100 or so per deposit, and you can hit a couple of deposits, it's going to be way quicker. So I do hope they will add a possibility or a way to regenerate those deposits in the future as well.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
good.
Via a thumper or via some other way, I don't know. I don't really care, but do give us an option to regenerate those deposits as well. Would be very nice.
Yeah.
I like the
Michael.
solstice, Michael. Always using it for food prep. Yes, but you get like 40 salt per node. You use 1 salt per 1 food item. So you hit like 10 salt nodes. You have like 400 salt. That's gonna last a while for your food.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Echo and she's like, okay,
I
I want
salt
like
everything.
I want 500 food of each and every prepared food type ready in deep freezers, just in case I am in the mood for something like this or like that, or just because I like to prepare food.
What can I say? I'm a feeder.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, as long as I have my bacon and my prime meat, I'm fine. I don't need all those fancy foods. I don't care about them.
yeah, but I mean,
Stop
you
whining about, I want 500 free deep
you
freezers.
you saw how much stam you could get with some of the best tier foods going, and you're like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, this is for me, this is for me, and now you don't eat anything.
you've seen how I regenerate stam quicker than I'm using it whilst jumping uphill. with a
Well,
proper
yeah,
armor.
but you've got tons of attachments and
So
so
I
on and so
don't need,
forth.
all that stamina. Yeah, without deep freezes, Michael, I'm super salty. True. Hey,
Yeah.
be glad since last week you can store ice in an icebox. So you make one trip to the Arctic, you grab yourself 500 ice, and you put 100 in the fuel slot of your icebox, 400 in the icebox itself, and then you still have 3 slots left for food.
Yeah. The other good thing is the fact that the Salton station is available early on.
It's a tier two bench.
Yeah.
Cheap to build, but yeah, salt is so easy to get. I don't really. Although, don't forget, Echo, they added a recipe for gunpowder using salt instead of sulfur.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, another
Yeah,
good
good one.
usage for
So,
sauce.
since you for a shotgun shell you need 6 gunpowder, or this was pre ammo rework, you needed 6 gunpowder for a shell of buckshot. Not sure
Yeah.
what you need now. I'd have to check. So you needed a lot of gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
making 100 buckshot shells would cost you 600 gunpowder, which, if you make it with salt, will cost you 600 salt. So from that point of view, indeed, a salt deep vein would be nice.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I mean,
Agreed.
the other thing is that you make fire arrows with gunpowder, so that means that you don't have to go on a super sulfur binge
Yeah.
if you can make gunpowder with salt.
When is the last time you used fire arrows? Yeah, Scorpion King.
Scorpion King. Not so long ago either.
True.
Alrighty, and that, my peeps, brings us to the end of this week's update. Yeah, I'm just scrolling back up to roughly the top. There we go. We will be returning with the subsequent gameplay in about 10-15 minutes. 20 past the hour.
Quarter past hour is fine for me as well.
Okay, quarter past the hour, so 10 minutes, 9 minutes.
I have to get up early tomorrow, so.
Yeah, fair's fair. Alrighty. That being the case, I would like to say thank you very much to everybody who watched, anybody who lurked, and all who participated in the chat. Those being Michael, it's me again, Moshbo, and tonight Michael gets the first medal for the chat, so we'll have to get him a bigger medal board. I'd also like to say thank you to Gao for keeping an eye on the Discord server and making sure everybody is up to date as to what is going on.
Anytime.
Alrighty. So we will be back in.
Couple of minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
8-ish.
Yeah, we'll be back at 10 past the hour. 20 past.
15.
Yeah, Tourette's.
15 past the hour.
Thank you. Yes, we will be back at 15 past the hour. So until then, it's good night from me.
And good night from her.
And we will see you very shortly. And remember, peeps, it's becoming a very more dangerous world out there. So please take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.